And welcome back, Fired Addicts, to another episode of Travis Goes Fired. Today, I'm back. So, thank you for your patience. It's been 2 weeks or so since I had an episode. I apologize, even though a lot of you are going to say, Travis, you don't need to apologize. Family first. Take care of your family. I get that, and I've tried really hard, I think I've said before on the channel, to have a cadence of Monday, Wednesday, Friday episodes, Sunday morning, season 2 for the podcast when I have an interviewee, but it just wasn't in the cards, and I didn't worry about it. Okay, I did not really worry about it like many are going to say, family first. I think a lot of you know, who have at least supporters of the channel, have been on the podcast before, and we converse via texting, etc. My son was born with a very rare respiratory condition. It's called PCD. I can't say the long title. I'll leave a link down in the description if you're interested. It's similar to cystic fibrosis. If you probably more aware of that, what that is. Basically, the hairs in his lungs aren't doing their job, so whatever mucus is in there doesn't really flow up and in and out type thing. So when he gets sick, he gets sick. So this past time, we were down at the local children's hospital in downtown Seattle for about a week. We had about 2 or 3 days of that week in the ICU because he needed to be on more than normal oxygen that one department could give him. So he had RSV again and then pneumonia. So we just we've since he was diagnosed, or all the testing type thing, we've had tools we have a nebulizer and a vest that will shake up his body so the mucus can be moved around, and then at-home suction device that'll suction out from his nose, and other tools that we have available. So we have not been able to, or we've not needed to take him to the hospital since the beginning of this year, which has been amazing. Before then, it was every other month down at the hospital for him, and it was a nightmare. So in and out a week. My wife and I were able to trade being with him each night back and forth, so that meant a lot of driving type thing. Before it was me who would be down there with him the whole time, but still, I didn't get any work done. I able to do some work for my client, but my clients, but they understood that I was definitely not in the mental state to do any work on my computer. Obviously, I was not home in the woodyard to film or do anything for you all. And then I had literally on all my ads, besides OfferUp, mostly on Marketplace, put sold out on everything. I think a few people messaged me. I'm like, I'm not home. I don't know when I'll be home. I still have two pending deliveries, one of hardwood, one of cedar chunks I need to do. This is my first week back from the hospital, and he was home with me to continue his treatment this past week. You'll see this on Monday. So, and I couldn't get much work done in the office or at home because he could not be in childcare, because we need to make sure that he could do his routine of his vest that would shake up and down, and the nebulizer and suction and all that stuff. So he's better now. So hope that he can continue with all the tools that we have available at home. I definitely lost out on some money at the firewood stand and in deliveries because I was not available. I literally, on my phone, one guy came to the stand, he parked ready to go, getting a rack that he usually gets, and he saw there was no racks. And I'm like, shoot, he's not gonna come back. He's gonna go someplace else. Lo and behold, he came back, I think yesterday, and bought a rack. And then he complained that the pieces were too long. Anyway, so my assumption before, I think I mentioned before, if the stand is empty, people are going to go elsewhere and not return. Well, my theory was proven incorrect, at least for that one customer. So this weekend, able to spend some time to restock it, so that's good. It was a good weekend. It's turning cold for sales, but Anyway, this it's very different episode. I'm not going to be doing any action as of this episode. I just wanted to, when talking to the doctors, especially with my son's pulmonologist, and who was like one of the foremost experts in the state. Like, she teaches this stuff at UW. She knows what she's talking about, and she knows the ins and outs of this condition that is lifelong. She urged us to reduce and/or cease burning firewood in our wood stove. And I get that, but it was a hit. I grew up with wood heat. I bought the house that we had because it had a chimney, and I like burning wood heat, and it's keeping my family warm. So I'm torn. So I'm trying to, in my head, the pros and cons of each. Obviously, I want to take care of my family. Obviously, I want to take care of my son, because he already has permanent scarring in his lungs thus far, even though he's like 2.5 from his condition and all of the viruses, the illnesses that he has had since he was born. And I want to reduce the chance of more scarring in his lungs thus far, his bronchitis or whatever it's called. So I could stop, and then I have a heat pump upstairs. Each room has a room heater in the room. I can put in a better heater or heat pump in the basement and just stop burning. I could do that. The other option is getting better air filters in the house. So the issue is his lungs aren't functioning properly. So I need to make sure the air is clean. And with the wood stoves, ash is one thing, but it would give out small particles of air pollutants that he would breathe in, and potentially over time get him sick. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I'm just. This is what I know. So there, in most cases, a lot of people, when they have wood stoves, they have air filters going. So there's there's cleaner air in the air when you're burning. I mean, wood. If I was dirty, you're always going to get dirt on the floor, dirt in the air, type thing. So to have air filters going, I think is good. Now, for his case, I would need to get better than normal, better than your average household would need, which I'm prepared to do. Specifically, like a bigger unit, or one that could collect the smaller particles better, and have that be in and around the wood stove to directly take in the small particles, any air pollutants that would give off from the wood stove and smoke, whatever. I'm not saying there's smoke coming in the house. I'm just saying that the wood stove, from my understanding, would give off small particles of air pollutants that would be taken in by your lungs, right? So to have one in that room to create more clean air, I think would be wise. Another option is there's a company called iWave that makes something for like HVAC systems that you put where there's direct airflow, and that through ionization or some other science will combine smaller particles of air pollutants together, so it's big enough for a regular air filter to take in and trap. So that's the issue. Is from my understanding, is normal air or normal size basic air filters can't collect the smaller particles that would be mainly produced by wood stoves. Again, this is what I understand. If anyone has any corrections of this, let me know in the comments. If anyone specifically has PCD like my son has, or a family member or friend, whoever they know, and or if they have cystic fibrosis too, and they're dealing with lung issues and they burn wood, let me know what they do. Do they not burn wood because of their condition? Do they have air filters? What do they do to keep air clean in their house, whether they have wood stove or not? Ideally, if you have information on an air filter or some sort of system that they do, and they had these conditions so they continue burning wood, I want to know about it. It's not a cry for help. This is about sharing information, because this is new to me. I really don't want to stop burning firewood. Like I said, I love wood heat. I know that there are firewood sellers out there on YouTube or not on YouTube who don't burn wood, either in their house or recreationally or whatever, but they split it and they sell it because that's what they do and they like doing it, but they don't burn wood, which I don't understand. Until now, I would probably do that. If I had to stop burning wood in my house, I would probably still continue doing it and selling it. I would have more wood available because I would stop burning, and that's just to keep my son out of the hospital and to save his lungs. So it may be a no-brainer to a lot of you, like, yeah, just stop burning and save your son. Well, and then I think the other half would say, well, I understand you love your wood heat. I love wood heat too. I would not want to stop burning wood heat. I would do this. So if you have any insight or knowledge, or if you have a similar condition or know someone who has his condition or similar condition with their lungs, let me know. I know there's the higher tech air filters say that they can help filter out smoke. Now, I think when they say the word smoke, they mean like cigarette smoke or like tobacco smoke, not necessarily smoke from a fireplace or a wood stove. I think that's not the same distinction. Perhaps I could be wrong, but I think I'm leaning towards at least trying out buying one of those filters right now, one of those nice filters. They're like a few $100s. Either the filters are rechange, or they can wash them, or not carbon ones where it's more of a filter. Anyway, I'm willing to spend the money on a nicer filter. The ones we have now were like, I don't know, like 40, 60 bucks. I'm thinking about ones that are like upwards of like $250 to $500 an air filter, and the air filter is the actual filter is like 30 bucks type thing. And I'm willing to do that so I can continue burning firewood and keeping my house warm and my family warm while still protecting my son. So let me know if this makes any sense to you. There has to be someone watching out there who has PCD or knows someone who has it and they burn firewood. There has to be someone out there who's watching this. And so that's the main thing about this episode. I wanted to see if anyone just kind of like, what's that thing where you ask for help on social media and people help in terms of, I don't know, there's a term for it. Anyway, just some insights and advice. Maybe it could be obvious just to stop burning to help my son, but it's and I don't want to seem selfish. I just and a lot of you out there can agree. You just can't beat that wood heat. It's just that it's amazing how it feels so good. You know, it just feels so good. I wanted to pivot real quick on my break. Is I came back from being with my son at the hospital, and besides being behind in work and behind on chores at the house, etc., and firewood, I had no motivation to film. I had no motivation to even do firewood. Like I have a passion for firewood for sure. I just came home and I was just physically, mentally not there. And I talked to a few of my friends about this, and a few of them said, just take a break, Travis. Just take a break, Trav. Like, there's no harm, no foul. People will understand, and I hope you will all understand. I just need a little break. I'm back. I hope to still produce and have content out for you. I just needed a little break. I felt that if I forced it, you would know. You would hear it in my tone. You could probably see it in my face. I would just not I don't want to force episodes, folks. I don't want to force episodes, and I don't want to do something just to do something. I want to make quality content for you all, and not just to make an episode just to make an episode. And it's not like I'm making not like I'm making a whole butt ton of money on the channel. It's pennies. It's pennies. Which is why I'm not on YouTube to make a living. I know it's not. It probably won't be that far. I appreciate all the subscribers that I have right now. We're at a good number. obviously I wanted to climb, but I don't want to force making content. So, and I felt after coming back from the hospital, if I would have put something out, you would have seen it, heard it, and known like, Trav, you're forcing it, and your heart isn't there. I want my heart to be in it, and my heart wasn't there. So it's coming back. I got a comment recently, and it was on an older video. It was on when I first unboxed the Pinkway, and I think that was back in February. And it was him saying basically, I stumbled up on your channel. I like the content. You seem like a good you seem like a good guy. Keep going. And I that was a helpful, renewed energy, and I will definitely use that to help continue. And I mean, it's not like it's a burden. I'm just saying, like, so much focus was on my son, and I want to make sure that he's taken care of and my family's taken care of, as well as doing this as a side hustle. So that's just that. So I'm back, folks. I'm back. So that's all I wanted to say. Just I will continue on. I have a few episode ideas in mind. It's just having to do them. So I appreciate you being here. Thank you for the support of me and the channel and my family. My son is on the mend. He's good. He's happy. You'll probably see him soon on the channel. He'll probably say hi. That baby D, Declan. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Until next time, life's too short to be a prick, so be kind to one another. Rock and roll, stay safe, keep cutting. Cheers.